A lot of people don't set boundaries because there's this fear that if I set a boundary, then people may leave me. Then I may be seen as mean. Self perception and self presentation sometimes keeps people from setting boundaries for themselves. We spend all this time searching for confidence. We chase confidence through books, podcasts, and affirmations. A lot of us have misdiagnosed our problem and limited it to confidence. But you can't be confident if you don't feel emotionally safe. So the real issue is that there's a lack of emotional safety. Your confidence derives directly when your nervous system does not feel threatened. I am Tiara Burns, a licensed clinical social worker and therapist doing emotional wealth work. I want to dedicate this episode to regulating and healing our nervous system so that we can operate fully in our confidence. Think about when you were a child. You felt okay exploring the world, the room, the church, whatever, because you felt emotionally safe to do it. When people feel safe in relationships, they open up more. Employees contribute more when they feel safe in the workplace environment. When you are dating someone, you are more vulnerable because you feel safe. This is no difference. The issue is not a confident issue. It's not an insecurity or a fear issue or a doubt issue. It's a safety issue. It's an issue of belonging. The self doubt, the fear, the insecurity at times is your body protecting you. It's your body adapting from experiences, known history, or expectations. And what a lot of us don't understand is that when we experience things that were traumatizing, stressful, or made us feel less than, our brain's amygdala, which is our body's, our nervous system threat system, alert system, it alerts us that something is threatening, that something is wrong, that rejection may happen, that abandonment may happen, that we may feel embarrassed. And so intuitively, our body tries to protect us and shield us from those feelings. When you learn that consequences come with being yourself, you also learn to shrink, play small, and become wary of showing up confidently. Visibility becomes scary because it is connected to criticism, rejection, scrutiny, and disappointment. In some way, you have to be okay or become okay with handling or hearing criticism. You have to be okay with being disappointed. You have to be okay with people scrutinizing you. You have to be okay with even people rejecting you because, like Amaya said on Love Island, you're not going to be everyone's cup of tea, and that is okay. The fix isn't more confidence. The answer is emotional safety that allows you to operate fully in your confidence. So here are 4 ways to heal your nervous system and create emotional safety in spite of your environment. The first one is give yourself self-compassion instead of self-criticism. A lot of times, especially when we endured bosses, coaches, peers, um, church leaders giving us negative critiques about ourselves, that becomes our internal record. I actually told one of my clients recently that when I was younger, they had boom boxes. She's younger than me, so she laughed at me. But we had boom boxes, we had stereos. And there was a time when like we was doing something when we had those stereos that were able to interchange 5 different CDs. Like you could put 5 CDs in a stereo and then you could play it. Like you could change one, CD2, CD3, CD4. And a lot of times, we put our favorite CDs in it. So NSYNC, Brandy, Beyonce, Destiny's Child. Those type CDs were in there. Some of us have an internal stereo where we have these different CDs that are people who told us negative things about ourselves, and we are constantly replaying them. We are constantly telling ourselves that we're not good enough, that we should do better, that we are to be quiet, that we are dumb, that we aren't pretty enough, that we aren't smart enough. And these things are things that were told to us, usually in our childhood. We continue to see ourselves through those lenses instead of allowing ourselves to change the 5 CD rotation, change what you are telling yourself, and not just through simple affirmations, but honestly taking inventory about what makes me different, what makes me unique, what makes me a good person, what makes me enough. Why should I be valued? Why should I be seen? What makes me worthy of good things? That is what you should be replaying. But also the self compassion of loving yourself. Your nervous system cannot heal if you do not love yourself. You cannot genuinely love yourself if you are talking negative to yourself. When you are dealing with your friends or a partner that you truly love, you're not going to talk to them in a bad way. You're not going to talk to them negative. And if you do, you're going to apologize. So why don't we do that with ourselves? Why don't we give ourselves compassion and grace to show up authentically, even in the things when we are wrong, even in the areas where we may be flawed at, that we don't have to have it all together. That it's okay to say, I am still human and I am learning and growing, but in this, I did well. In this area, I did well. And be loving and caring to yourself. The other part of criticism that I want to bring out is that sometimes when we are no longer in a threat environment, in a threat environment, I want to define as an environment where individuals are belittling you constantly to the point where it becomes abusive and is traumatizing. And it might not be physically abusive, but mentally, verbally, emotionally, psychologically, spiritually abusive, all those things. That is not only is it toxic, but is a destruction towards you. Sometimes when we are out of those environments, we can internalize it in a way that we become the toxic and the destructive person to ourselves. We can become and take on the characteristics that other people who mistreated us have done, because now we feel like we're not worthy of being taken care of. We feel like we're not worthy of being loved on. We feel like we're not worthy of having someone show us all the good things and treating us how we should be treated. So we get into relationships that are toxic. We tolerate friendships that aren't, there's no loyalty or trustworthy or integrity in them. We also build this relationship within ourselves where we are abandoning ourselves. We are neglecting ourselves in a way that our nervous system cannot heal. So all of that comes a part of that self-compassion and removing the self-criticism. Secondly, I think a lot of us struggle with this is creating small moments to regulate. That would include taking that lunch break. No, I can't eat at my desk and work. No, take that lunch break, take a small break, go outside at work, take time to have solitude, even if you are in a relationship or married. If you have kids, take that mommy break, take that daddy break. Take time to regulate. And what you're doing in that time is whatever activity, whatever thing fuels you back up. And that could look different. It could be playing music. It could be writing music. It could be writing poetry. It could be dancing. It could be art. It could be crafts. It could be playing basketball, going to the gym. It could be just sitting in solitude, not doing anything. Lights off, TV off, in silence. It could be watching TV. It could be binge watching a couple of episodes of Housewives. Whatever the thing that rejuvenates and restore and help you regulate emotionally is what will help you heal your nervous system. A lot of us don't feel like we have permission to do it. Like if we're not doing something, if we're not being productive, then it's some kind of negative connotation to it that we hang on to. I want to address that in another episode, but in order for you to heal your nervous system, you have to let go of those negative connotations that come with resting or finding different ways to regulate your emotions and your nervous system. Thirdly, I think we use this a lot, but I want to be clear, like setting boundaries. That is the third thing, setting boundaries. So setting boundaries means I'm not going to accept mental, emotional, spiritual abuse. I'm going to operate in a way where I am honoring my being, my body, my temple, my spirit, and I am worthy and valuable to set these boundaries. A lot of people don't set boundaries because there's this fear that if I set a boundary, then people may leave me. Then I may be seen as mean. Self perception and self presentation sometimes keeps people from setting boundaries for themselves. Sometimes you have to be okay with being the villain in somebody's story. You have to be okay with being misunderstood and perceived incorrectly and know that you know yourself enough that I'm not being mean, but I deserve to have this boundary and I deserve to be treated in a way that honors me. Lastly, is becoming in tune with your body. This means knowing your triggers, knowing your stressors, knowing the symptoms before you begin to disassociate, before you begin to overthink, worry, have a panic attack, before you check out, before you shrink, knowing those symptoms. A lot of times before we disassociate or before we have a panic attack, we tend to have like sweaty palms. Our heart starts to race. Our brain may start spinning. Like there's different ways. Our stomach may even get a little tight. Like there's different ways that your body is telling you this is not safe, or I'm feeling like this isn't safe before you go into that panic attack, the anxiety attack, or disassociate. So chasing confidence while ignoring your nervous system is a trap. You have to build your emotional safety, even if no one is building it for you, even if the environment that you have to be in isn't allowing you to be that. You have to be your safe space, your safe person in those places. That is how you can gain, and not even gain, that's how your confidence can really radiate and you can be exclusively you. I am Tierra Burns. If you enjoyed this episode, please like, share, and comment. New episodes will be uploaded every Wednesday at 6 p.m. on YouTube and every Wednesday at 6 a.m. on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and iHeartMusic. Have a great day, and I hope to see you again. Don't forget to leave a comment.